Hey guys, welcome back to Attack on Titan World for the last time this year. That's right, it's the last 2017 Attack on Titan World. Will this series continue into 2018? Sure. How far through it 2018? I can't say for sure. Hopefully we get some information on a new Disgaea next year. That would be pretty sweet. But I still, at current standings, I still do intend to finish the what was it called, the Land of Carnage missions before I end off this completely. Even if I have to do a whole bunch of grinding off screen, if I can find time for it, we will definitely be doing that. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say we're definitely gonna do that before the end of the series because I really want to make that happen. Anyway. Hi, welcome. How was your week? How was your Christmas? Because that's what just happened. Christmas just happened. Everyone's still pretty excited about it, I guess. Did you get any video games? Did you get any video game consoles? That would have been very generous of Santa Claus to give you a video game console. Now, wouldn't it? But anyway, let's talk about Christmas. Let's talk about Christmas in past tense, since it's over. Since it's actually over. Holy shit! It's I love Christmas, but I'm glad it's over. I'm glad I'm done with that, and that's done. But at the same time, I'm kind of not. Like it's weird, right? Usually I have the week, and I think this is kind of weird, right? And it's kind of embarrassing to admit to a degree, but I generally I do nothing on Christmas Eve, right? Usually I set up all the videos beforehand. I do everything else, all done. I go to work, I go to my volunteer work on the Christmas Eve, and then I come home at about 2, 3-ish, and then I do nothing until the new year hits, basically. I do nothing, I do my own thing until the new year hits. That's basically what I do. And luckily that I've had that privilege for a long time. I've had that privilege for a while. This year, it's been quite an odd year because I've done Christmas Eve, I've done Christmas Day, and now I'm doing. And now I did Boxing Day, but instead of doing Boxing Day, I decided to record on Boxing Day, and now it's the day after Boxing Day, and I'm recording this video right now for you guys, and then after this I'm gonna go record some of my new series that's gonna start on the 1st of January, tomorrow, time of viewing. And it's odd because not only is this the first time that I've been how do I explain it? This is not only the first time I've been ready to go. Not only the first time I've actually been doing stuff between Christmas and New Year, it's the first time I've been actively hell yeah, gotta keep going. You know, it's the first time in a long time that I've had the momentum to do stuff. Usually, I don't mean to bring this video down, I will do it ever so slightly and then we'll try and pick it up instantly again, okay? But usually, this time of year, I am a massive depressive butthole. Everything kind of gets the better of me. I get very stressed out, I get very upset, I get very tired, and I end up not being able to do shit, you know? And I don't go to New Year's parties and stuff like that. This year is no different. I'm still not going to a New Year's party because I fucking don't want to do that. I can't handle that shit. But usually I'm just such a depressive butthole around Christmas and stuff like that. Not because I don't love it. I love Christmas. It's just generalized normal stuff, which I'm not going to go into. Just, you know, just that shitty whole subject in general is the situation, you know? I don't really want to go into it because it just bums people out. I don't really want to be bumming people's out, especially around about this time, because you guys should be getting ready right now to go out to all your Halloween. Be an odd time to go out to your Halloween party. Get ready to go out to your New Year's parties, you know, and rein in the new year with your family and friends and really enjoying yourselves. And I hope that you are. If you are going to a New Year's party, please be don't drink too much. Be safe. You know, don't on the way home. Don't drive if you're drinking. You know, that sort of stuff. I know I shouldn't have to say it, and you know what? I probably don't have to say it with you guys. I feel like you guys are all very responsible if you go into parties, so that's good. That's very, very good. But regardless, it makes me feel better to say it. But yeah, and this time is the first year that I've been really, really motivated to be doing stuff and moving forward and doing a lot of cool stuff that I want to be doing. And with that, this should be the very first. This should be the very, very first video, the one video before the end of the year that has a brand new thumbnail layout, a new thumbnail system, and hopefully this is going to be a lot easier for you guys to recognize my videos. Hopefully it's going to be a lot easier to just to recognize it off the drop of a hat. Be like, oh look, there it is, you know, like that sort of stuff in your sub boxes, and I hope that helps people see the videos, and I hope that people. I hope that helps the channel in general, which would be really nice. It's the ideal outcome. And I did it. I did it with a lot of help from my friends. A lot of help from my friends. It is the base art that you see as my channel face. My channel face is on there. That art, of course, is done by Keali. She is in the description below. If you want to go seek her out, look at her stuff and tweet at her, tell her that she's beautiful and amazing, because she is. She's fantastic. She's a fantastic artist. I really, really like her stuff. And you know, she also does like her own little streaming, her little art streams, which you should definitely check out. So you guys should go check those out if you are wanting like a little Final Fantasy character of yourself, maybe. Maybe. I think you should go check her out because she's great. Anyway, all the excitement aside from all that stuff, we're here to talk about the games that are coming out in 2018. I realize I've stopped gameplay for a minute because this is dramatic. Okay, this is quite dramatic, and I want to build that effect by stopping the gameplay. We're talking about the games that I don't, not necessarily don't care about, but the games I'm not paying attention to. The games I'm specifically not paying attention to, and maybe you guys can tell me why I'm wrong and why I should be paying attention. And the games that I hugely am paying attention to because I cannot wait for them. The games I'm most excited about. And I've also got a list here of remakes that have been already registered for next year. So that's always a hot topic on this show directly, on Attack on Titan World Show. So let's get into it with the ones that I'm not really caring about, or maybe not the ones I'm not really caring about, but the ones that are not as hype. Originally, this was going to be a top 10 sort of thing. It's not that anymore because I felt like it didn't work. I felt like the top 10s, like when we discuss a top 10, I feel like that needs to be in a top 10 video format. Which this is not. This is definitely not a top 10 video format. This is me playing a video game and talking to you guys about stuff. So we need to do it in that format, and that's what we're going to be doing. So here we go. Okay, now this is probably going to get a few people upset. Okay, but these are the games that I'm not necessarily interested in this year. Okay, the first one being Monster Hunter Worlds. I know, crazy, right? Because the game looks fucking awesome. The game looks dope as fuck, okay? The game looks great. I understand the beta is up. I understand people are hype as fuck playing it. And I like Monster Hunter. The Monster Hunter I played the most was Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii U. I think it was called Monster Hunter Tri. But that's what I played the most of. And the reason I played the most of that is because I could play it. The rest of the Monster Hunters that I've had experiences with have all been on handheld devices. And I'm not a huge handheld device fan. I really like the Switch handheld functionality, but I do most of my gaming on the Switch on the TV as well. I don't really like handhelds. The only reason I have a handheld is for Fire Emblem and Pokemon at this point. Other than that, I really don't have handhelds because I don't... I mean, I have them, and I wish I... Alright, okay, so this is going into a whole new. This is like a massive tangent right off the bat. We're like one game in, I'm already tangenting. That's not a word. I'm already going into a tangent, but let me express this real quick. So the PlayStation Vita, okay, so the PlayStation Vita is a fucking phenomenal machine. It's such a fucking good machine. It's so good. It's the best handheld machine on the market, right? It's super strong. It's super comfortable to hold and play for a long period of time. However, its library is fucking wank. It has nothing. There is no library to that game. The library on that game resides in the PS1 classics that you can buy on it, you know? That's the Vita's problem. The Vita's library is just super weak. There are a few really, really good Vita games, don't get me wrong. There's definitely Persona 4, which was awesome, which was a remake. There was Gravity Rush, which was pretty good. Not super. I wasn't super into Gravity Rush, but I liked its general idea. And in any case, I liked its general idea. You know, stuff like that. But the 3DS, I don't like. I don't like holding a 3DS for a long period of time, which is why it takes me so long to get through Pokemon games. I wish I could sit there and play Pokemon games for like 24 hours straight, you know? But my hand cramps up, and it's like, I just don't like the shape of the 3DS. It doesn't work, in my opinion. Which is why I struggle with 3D gaming, which is why I never really enjoyed Monster Hunter games on the 3DS, because it's a horrible machine to hold. Or at least for me, anyway. I can't hold the machine. It doesn't work for me. But this is on a console, so why am I not looking forward to Monster Hunter World if it's on a PlayStation 4 console? The reason I'm not looking forward to it is because it seems ridiculously multiplayer based, and I'm not a fan of massive multiplayer based games, which is also sounds kind of crazy, since one of my favorite games of all time and one of the most important games of my life is Final Fantasy XIV. MMOs and multiplayer based games in my mind are very different creatures. So a MMO, you can actually play solo. You can play solo, you can queue for stuff. Alright, a good MMO, you can queue for instances on your own and generally get through the content on your own and be self-sufficient, which I like. Then there's other multiplayer-based focus games which are not as good, like Titanfall 1, for example. Oh, I didn't lift the fucking fish up. Titanfall 1, for example, only had a multiplayer game. Star Wars Battlefront, only multiplayer. It requires you to have other people. It's a requirement, you know? And like, that's not good in my opinion. I don't like that. Where in an MMO, if I want to play by myself, I can just go off of mine, you know? Or I go off and kill some mobs, do some quests, like that sort of stuff. But I don't need them. I don't need other people to do that stuff. Monster Hunter World, through everything that I've seen so far, looks like I said, I've not played the beta. I don't really play betas, but it looks bad. It looks like I'm going to need people to play it. So as great as it looks, as gorgeous as it looks, as fun as it looks to play, I'm going to need people to do it, and I am not good at that. I'm not good at having other people play games with me. I'm just not very good. Like I said, MMOs, I found a group of people in Final Fantasy which I play with a lot, and I appreciate those people so much. But at the same time, I just won't have people to play Monster Hunter World with. So it's not going to get played. So I'm not that excited for it. That's pretty much the only reason why. I know. Anyway, moving on. Dissidia, Final Fantasy. A lot of people are looking at Final Fantasy Dissidia as a really cool fighter, and Dissidia, originally on the PSP, right, or originally out in arcades, I guess, is interesting. Final Fantasy characters from all walks of life fighting it out in a massive royale. That sounds super good, right? Super fun, and sure, it does to a degree, but it just doesn't interest me. Actually, which is weird, because I like fighting games. In fact, I love fighting games. I'm not very good at them, mind you. Anyone who's watched Gundam Versus or, you know, anything like that knows I am not good. I'm really not good at fighting games, but I do love playing them. This one itself, the roster is just really kind of boring. I don't know if you guys would agree with me on that. It just looks like a really dull roster. Like no big risks, no interesting characters coming out. A couple of Final Fantasy 14 character was put in there, which was kind of interesting, but at the same time, I didn't really care. Like, I kind of want to see weird people being added, you know, like weird people off the roster kind of people, not the same people against, like, here's Cloud. It's like, I don't fucking give a shit about Cloud. It's like, yeah, oh, you're sorry about that, well, here's Sephiroth. It's like, I don't give a shit about Sephiroth. You know, and then they go through the list of people, and it's just like, I don't care about any of these people. Not in a fighter. I want somebody, like, fun, spontaneous, and kind of, like, crazy. That's what I want. We've reached our 10th floor in this episode, and I've not even got past the second game on the thing. We may do another 10 floors, or we may just do another bunch of floors, I guess. We'll just see how far we can go. But anyway, yeah. So, God of War, there's no extra on that as well, which kind of makes it feel weird. It's just God of War. The God of War reboot, or continuation from the story, I don't really know what it is. God of War games, they're always pretty good. There is always a decent level of polish on them. This one I just don't care about it. And that's really all I have to say. It just doesn't look interesting to me. I don't know what else to say about it. So I'm going to move on to another game, which is going to have a very similar outcome. Kingdom Hearts 3. And this is the one that I was afraid that people were going to get angry at me for. Which you'd be surprised with, by the way. Kingdom Hearts 3, I feel I would be super into it if I'd completed all the other Kingdom Hearts, and I felt an urge to beat the other ones, right? So I did my Halloween event on it, and I didn't hate it. I didn't hate Kingdom Hearts, but at the same time, it just wasn't interesting to me, and I don't know if that's because I didn't play it as a kid. Because I feel like if I played that shit as a kid, I would be fucking all over it. But I didn't, and I don't know. I guess I just don't feel like the first game holds up. Maybe I have to just skip it. But whenever I even bring that up in a conversation with other Kingdom Hearts fans, they're immediately up my butthole, like, no, you can't skip the first game. It won't even make any sense. And quite frankly, it already doesn't make any sense. I've seen plenty of things, plenty of videos about this series. I just don't get it. It just doesn't. It seems really, really complicated for a Disney product. I don't understand. I mean, I know it's more of a Square Enix product, I guess. But it's like the most complicated Final Fantasy game I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand it. It's crazy. But I don't know, because it looks really good. I'm just not interested. And that's that. Next one on the not interested list is Far Cry 5. Far Cry is an interesting series because I loved Far Cry. Loved being the key word. I love Far Cry 1. Being in the woods, having like feral powers and stuff was super fucking cool. And I loved Far Cry 2. I was one of the very rare people who really, really liked Far Cry 2. There was like a malaria system where you had to constantly get this like medication. You had to constantly get this medication to keep your malaria from like getting out of control and killing you and stuff. Like, that was really, really cool to me. I really liked that kind of mechanic. And then in 3, Free was the worst of the 3 of them. Of the 3 so far, but it was still very interesting. There was like a very there was like a drug sort of thing, and like it got kind of like trippy in places and stuff like that. And it had a great villain, and then not a less so villain after that. But it was good. It was interesting. It was still fun to play because Far Cry seemed to be different each and every time. Then Far Cry, out of nowhere, became the same game. Far Cry 4 was the exact same as Far Cry 3. and that put me off it. I played it all the way through to the end, and I didn't like it. The entire game, I was just like, this is great. It's as good as free, sure. Like, gameplay-wise, it's as good as free. But there's just no point. And I know you're Ubisoft, and I know you've inherently got a problem with this, Ubisoft, but you find something that works, and you stick with it. And you finally found that one thing for Far Cry that worked really, really well for you one time, and now you're gonna drill it into the dirt. Like the Assassin's Creed series, you're gonna drill it into the fucking dirt until it doesn't work anymore, until it's boring as fuck, and then you'll revitalize it. So, I mean, if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? I guess that's an argument you can make. And in some cases, I'd say it was a damn good argument, but shooters are already a very fine line with me. I'm already not like the biggest shooter fan on the planet. Like I said before, my oh my god, that's a lot of invaders. My biggest shooter is Killzone. I love the Killzone games, like a lot. So if it's not that, you kind of got to really impress me as far as shooting goes. And I know that's hard to believe since I played Destiny 2, but I don't know, I just like Destiny 2, I guess. But yeah, so Far Cry 5 I have absolutely no faith in, because it just looks the same Far Cry. It just looks Far Cry again. And it's such a shame for a series that used to be fundamentally different every time. So, but if you're not really interested in what Far Cry has to offer from a story perspective, which I wouldn't blame you, and you just want the gameplay of the shooty bang bang, then that game's probably going to be great. I have no doubt in that. And the last one, which is kind of in the middle, okay, because I am interested slightly in this game. Metal Gear Solid Survive, or is it just Metal Gear Survive, actually, isn't it? Now, there's a lot of boycotting about this game, because around Konami being Konami, and people not liking Konami right now, which I completely understand, and all that nonsense, which we're not going to get into here. We're not going to go into that conversation right now. But Metal Gear Survive looks like a fucking good game. It looks like a really cool, fun game. It's a survival game, which again, it's kind of getting boring. You know, build your base and survive. But I kind of like it. Like, build your own little base. From what I can see, you like do your little farming plots of land and stuff like that. And that's like, oh, okay, this looks kind of good. This looks kind of cool. But again, it looks very multiplayer focused, and that's why I'm not getting it, and why I don't really care for it. And I will admit my my current distaste for Konami is helping me a little bit in the disappointment area, but I will openly admit that that game looks dope. It looks great. So I don't know. It looks good to me, but it's just a shame. Multiplayer. Again, it looks like it's going to be heavily focused on multiplayer. Actually, you know what? I think if we put her here and do this move. No, not this one. No, not that one. This one. Get more. Even the stand. Look at that. I'm a pro. Anyway, so before I move on to the games I'm really looking forward to. Sorry, pen got away from me. My pen ran away off of my book. So games remakes, right? So a lot of remakes are coming out in 2018, because of course, and we already have a list of a couple of them that are coming to us, the ones that we're getting relatively soon. So we've got Shadow of the Colossus, which is kind of great. I don't think I've ever completed that game, so hell, maybe we can do that on the show, because that would be really fun. Dragon Quest Builders on Switch. Dragon Quest Builders is a re-release again. Dragon Quest Builders 2 is also coming out, which I'm interested in. But Dragon Quest Builders is a weird game, because it borrows heavily from Minecraft. You know, blocks down here like that, and that's fine. But they don't do it as well as Minecraft, which is Not surprising, because Minecraft came out with it and it hit everybody's heart the exact same way, and everyone seemed to react to it the exact same way. But this one, it didn't really like. It's not that I didn't enjoy it, because I did enjoy Dragon Quest Builders. But there was a fundamental problem with it, is that it expected you to move on from the thing that you spent like 15 hours building. It's like, okay, great, now move on to this area. Fuck the area you've just built, and that was like the idea of the story. I was like, I don't want to move on. Like, it'd be cool. Like, I don't want to just move on to it like from a chapter basis. Like, that's rubbish. That's not what I want at all. And that kind of put me off like the entirety of the game. Really, it kind of put me off playing it completely, which is not what you want at all, really, in your game. But I stopped after the first one. The second, it was like, all right, you got to go over to this land now and fix this land. I was like, so I got to start all over again. I can't go back to my lovely built-up thing. Well, then fuck you. I don't want to play. So then I stopped playing. And I will go into Dragon Quest Builders 2. I am very, very excited for Dragon Quest Builders 2. Because Dragon Quest, like I said, I enjoyed it. It just needed a couple of things being fixed. And that being its biggest flaw, that is what needed being fixed. And if they fix that, and if I see that it is fixed, I'm going to be very, very excited for Dragon Quest Builders 2. Anyway, more on the way. Secret of Mana got a remake, which is coming out. I've never played Secret of Mana, and I don't really know anything about it, but it's a remake. It looks okay to me. Some people I've seen are a little bit upset with the graphics. They don't think it's what they wanted in a remake, which I can understand, I guess, if you're a big fan of it. Me myself, never played it, so I'm not a huge fan. But I am interested to see what that game has going forward. You know what? I think we're gonna kind of do like a weird little cheat here. We're gonna hit that so we can get Mara. Oh, let's actually just get Mara here instead. Never mind. Easy peasy. Anyway, so we've got Bayonetta 1 and 2 both coming out again on the Switch this time. And you get the first one. Now, you see, I brought it. I didn't buy it. When Nintendo came out saying you get the first game free when you buy the second game. Now, when this was originally said, I brought it. I was like, okay, I get the first one free. That's pretty fucking cool. This time around, they're saying it again. Like, you buy the second game, you get the first one free. I don't buy it this time around. This time around, you're re-releasing the game, so I'm just buying them both. Okay? You just package them in one box. You don't say it so fucking weirdly. It's for damn sure. Don't worry about the eggs. Thank you. Go back down one. But yeah, so the Bayonetta 1 and 2, both coming out. Am I going to get them for the Switch? Probably. They could be pretty good on the Switch. I never played 2. I never finished 1. So I'm excited to play those. And whilst we're on the topic of Bayonetta, the other and final one I've got written down here is Devil May Cry HD Collection. It's coming to the PlayStation 4 again. It's not getting to the PlayStation 4, but it's coming out again, as in it's being re-released. And I kind of wish the fourth one was with them. You can buy the fourth right now. In fact, it's in the January sale. It's like a $5. So if you're really into Devil May Cry, definitely go buy the fourth one. It's right there on the store for super cheap. I think it's like a $5 or something. I think so. Don't quote me on that, but it's about that. So yeah, you can definitely get it, but it doesn't seem to have that in the box, which I'm kind of annoyed about. It's got 1, 2, and 3 again, and that just kind of annoys me, because I feel like I should be getting 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't understand why they can't package me all 4 games. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why it exists. But anyway, yeah, they've got that coming as well, of course. And now for the I don't really know how many games are here. There's 10, so you could say this is the top 10. But we're not going to do it in that sort of variety. So Dragon Quest Builders I already mentioned, so I scratched that off of this list, by the way. So now there's 10. But so Digimon Cyber Sleuth 2, that's the first game that's going to come out, and the first game, the first brand new game, like newly released game, we're going to be playing on the show. We played the first game, and it went down pretty well. I really enjoyed playing it. It was super fucking cool. It was like kind of Shin Megami Tensei style. It was fucking great. And I cannot wait for this one. We played Digimon World, the next order, and that was crap. I hated it. I hated it. If you want to know why I hated it and why I disliked it so much, you can see that. You can just go to the video that come out on Christmas Boxing Day? It might come out Boxing Day, actually. Which is my top and bottom games of 2017. We'll just have to enter, I think. And that explains why I didn't like it. But Cyber Sleuth, I adored. I love Cyber Sleuth. And Cyber Sleuth 2 is coming in January. So mid-January, we're going to be playing Cyber Sleuth 2, and I'm super excited to get on that. What else is coming out in January? None other than Dragon Ball FighterZ Z. Something else that I'm very excited for. Because it's a fighting game, I'm very excited for it because I like fighting games. Not very good at them, and I have no intention of being any good at this one. I intend to be fully shit at it, and you will probably see me be shit at it as we're going to be doing a few videos on it. I don't know if we'll be doing a whole thing or a lot of it, because I know a lot of people are going to be playing it, and we might have other stuff to get on with, like more cyber sleuthing, but it's a game that I'm kind of interested in. I want to buy it. I recently have, again, not going to go into the nitty-gritty of how my life functions, but I have gone down about £300 a month, roughly around that, and that's really hurts me. So financially, it hurts me anyway, as you could imagine. So that's not great, but I'm just gonna have to deal with that, and hopefully I can afford these things still moving forward. And Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to be something that I'm definitely looking forward to. Other than that, coming out in February, I think. Don't quote me. I think February. I think February. Dynasty Warriors 9. Now, Dynasty Warriors has been a pretty much kind of like a love-hate relationship of late. I loved Fire Emblem Warriors, and that was great. The Spirit of Slander that came out was not great. In fact, I hated it. It kind of felt like a lazy Dynasty Warrior game to do. But Dynasty Warriors 9, they're going for something completely new to freshen up the series. They're doing it open world for a change. I'm not even sure how this is going to work, but this is why I'm so excited for it, because I have no clue of how it's going to work. It's going to be interesting just to see it function, quite frankly. Oh, I can't do that either, can I? These guys are all spread out in like the worst positions. But anyway, Dynasty Warriors 9, it's looking great. Every screenshot I see is looking better and better, and I just can't wait to play it. I can't wait to see how the open world works. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work, and I'm not entirely sure if we're going to enjoy it. But hey, I'm damn sure going to give it a go. I love Dynasty Warriors, and I'll be shocked if I'm going to let 9 slip me by. Moving on to Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. As you very well know, if you've watched my Boxing Day video, you know that I love Yakuza. Yakuza it's one of my favorite games this year, and number 6 is, I'm hoping, not going to be any different. I cannot wait for it. It looks great. Well, I say it looks great. From what I've seen very little. It looks gorgeous, and it looks like our Big Daddy has become a big granddaddy, and now he has a child to look after, a little baby child to look after, as well as his adopted daughter. And I'm just super fucking hyped to get back into that. It looks great. I actually really like the collector's edition. It's got like two whiskey glasses with it. It's like a very Yakuza sort of thing. Well, a Yakuza game sort of thing. I know nothing about real life Yakuzas, but I cannot wait for this game. I love the series, and it's one of my most anticipated games. I would say this, Cyber Sleuth, and one that's coming up is my most excited games, and I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited for those 3 games. Anyway, this next game, not quite as excited for, but definitely very excited for, is Ni no Kuni 2. Now, it was pushed back. It was pushed back a little bit, which for a lot of people is upsetting. It's not ideal for them, for their game to be pushed back. Me, I'm okay. I'm okay with games getting pushed back. Hell, in fact, I like games getting pushed back in some cases, and this being one of those cases. It was coming out on the same day as Cyber Sleuth, which was going to be a problem for me, because I wouldn't have time to play them both. Basically, I'd have to put a lot of focus on Digimon, because that would be a part of the show, which I'd be fine with, but I would want to play Ni no Kuni, and of course, it would be a pain to play them both. But more importantly, with Ni no Kuni, it was going to be very expensive, because I want the collector's edition, because it looks really fucking cool, and I can't really afford it anyway, let alone afford that, as well as 2 other games, that and Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Now, I also am fine with games being pushed back from a development standpoint. I am super okay with games being pushed back for polish. Now, polish is something we don't see a lot of nowadays. It's something that gets very much abused, and people don't really seem to care all that much about it. They kind of shove their game out and think they'll just fix it in updates. And if you order Brothers, those updates never come. But Ni no Kuni, I'm sure, would have those updates coming, but they decided to hold it back and polish it off. Now, hopefully that's a good thing for the game. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to play as it. The main character, I'm not too excited to play as. It looks a bit shit. The main character looks a bit shit and a bit uninteresting, but the side character, the guy who looks like Roy Mustang without the fire powers, he looks super cool and super fun to play as, so hopefully you can switch the person you play as and I can play as him. That would be dope. Anyway, next game, Spider-Man from Insomniac. Now, usually I wouldn't care, okay? Like, I like the Batman games. In fact, the Arkham series are great, but usually I wouldn't really care about a superhero game this much to be like, I'm super anticipating Spider-Man. But it's made by Insomniac, and Insomniac, along with Naughty Dog and along with Tecmo, are some of my favorite developers. They made all the Ratchet & Clank games, which I'm a super fan of. So if anyone can make Spider-Man, I'm sure Insomniac can. Would I be rather than be working on another Ratchet & Clank? Of course. But the latest Ratchet & Clank has been possibly still good, but their worst work. So, however you feel about that. If you liked it, it's fine. I liked it as well. It was just their worst work, which is good in some degree, is that is their worst work, because their games are all brilliant. So I'm oopsie daisy. So I'm super looking forward to Spider-Man from Insomniac. It's just called Spider-Man, as far as I know. But it kind of looks like Batman. It kind of looks like the Arkham City games, combat-wise, but with Spider-Man, and I love Spider-Man. So Spider-Man is the only type of spider that I can deal with, in fact, because I hate spiders other than that. So I'm very much looking forward to Spider-Man. Darksiders free. Now this is my third most anticipated game. Darksiders 1, I fucking adore, and it is on PS4. You can buy it. It's dirt cheap. It's dirt cheap. So if you can get it, if you see it and you can buy it, the physical copy would be preferable. But if you see it and you get it, I would recommend it. highly recommend it. If you like Zelda games, I would recommend it even more. I would say you must go buy Darksiders 1 if you're a Zelda fan. Because it's kind of like Zelda. In fact, it borrows a shit ton from Zelda. But Darksiders is a great game. And Darksiders 2? Not as good, but still pretty damn good. The first game was... It hit a very good spot. Okay, we're just going to proceed. We're probably going to get like 4 items in or levels in or something, but you know, we'll do it anyway. So yeah, I'm super looking forward to Darksiders 3. We're going to get to play Strife in this one, I believe her name is. So, you know, we're getting to play my namesake, because despite popular belief, my name comes from the word, not the character. But I am super excited to be playing Darksiders 3 again. Now, all these games from Spider-Man downward, from Spider-Man Darksiders, and the next 3 that I'm about to discuss with you, are all to be confirmed. To be confirmed 2018. As far as I can see. I took these all off of the Wikipedia, to be honest. So, you know, there could be some, you know, don't take it all as gospel. But it should be good. It should be pretty good information. It's just the first games I found that are definitely coming out, and then the next games, they were like, yes, they're coming out in 2018, but they've not been given an exact date yet. But so if any of these have got an exact date, please tell me. So the next one is Dragon Quest 11. Dragon Quest 11 is interesting because it's already out in Japan, I believe. And I'm not a huge Dragon Quest fan. Like, I like Dragon Quest, but I don't play them inherently. I don't play a lot of Dragon Quest games. Like, from the RPG standpoint, I play builders, I play Heroes, which actually, Dragon Quest Heroes 2 is awful. I really don't like that game. I really don't like that warrior game. Like I said, me and warriors at the moment, we're having kind of a love-hate relationship. I'm loving some of them and I'm hating others. They're coming out like Marmite at the moment. But Dragon Quest 11 looks really cool. It looks like they're changing it up, how it works, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for change. Change in my video games. I'm interested. Scared, but interested. And that's a good thing. You can be scared of video games changing. It's okay. But just go at it with an open mind, or at least attempt to go at it with an open mind. It's tough. It's tough sometimes, I know. But I believe that you guys can do it. That'll do. So next one is Project Octopath Traveler. Now this is on Switch, right? It's a Switch game. It's like a 16-bit sort of RPG thing. And they all kind of like, there's like 8 people, and their like paths will eventually like merge, I believe. Like, that's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting from it. But it looks great, and to be honest, it's one of the very, very rare games I downloaded a demo for. I downloaded a demo on the Switch, and really, really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed playing Octopath, and it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a super interesting game that kind of comes out of nowhere, and not a lot of people are gonna play it. That's how I feel about that game. I don't think everyone's gonna play it, despite it being super, super good looking. I hope you guys at least check out the demo if you have access to a Nintendo Switch. I'm sure there's a Let's Play the demo out there somewhere. People Let's Play demos, right? People do that? Maybe I could do that. No, I couldn't do that. I don't think I could actually do that because I'm not very good. I like how I just stopped the sentence there. I'm just not very good. No, I mean, I don't really like demos, and I don't think I'd be very good at commentating over a demo. I don't think that would be great. Anyway, Octopath Traveler looks great, and it's the third game in the series, but I started off a sentence too early. And the last game that I have on my list that I'm very, very excited for is Shenmue 3. Shenmue 3 is gonna be dope. It looks awful, quite frankly. At the moment, it looks like a pile of poo-poo. It doesn't look very nice. It looks kind of old, and I'm not sure if that's designed by not or not, but it looks like a joke. But I still am very excited for it, and the reason I'm excited for it is because I played the first Shenmue back on the Dreamcast, and it has the very similar feeling to Yakuza, and I love it. I love that sort of game, that sort of feeling of a game, and I'm excited to see what they do with Shenmue 3, because it's finally being like a thing. And quite frankly, I love the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast had some great games. It was a great machine. It's a shame it didn't get what it deserved, but there's that. Shenmue 3 coming hopefully 2018. Personally, I don't think we're seeing it to 2019, but you never know. We might get lucky. We might get lucky, right? How cool would it be if we got lucky and we got it in 2018? Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's as long. Hopefully it's as detailed as the last two games, and hopefully it improves what it looks like at the moment, because from the thing that I saw, it doesn't look too good right now. It looks kind of crazy, but I'm still excited to see it nevertheless. Now, games that I want kind of to show up and surprise me, which I've not written down because I've kind of only just thought about talking about this right now. I am hoping to see a new Killzone. That's something that I'm really hoping to see, because I love Killzone. And I want to see a new one. I would take a HD remake of all three of them. If they remade all three of them, and they just put them all on one disc, I'm down for it. Final Fantasy VII, I don't think it's even going to be 2018. I don't think we're going to see it until 2019. I want it in one box. It's just one of my hopes, one of my hope announcements. I want to see it in a single box. I don't want this gamers service bullshit with fucking episodic gaming. Fuck off. Just make it a thing. I'm not even the biggest fan of Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII is fine, but it's not my thing. We're actually not going to do this stage. We're actually going to bail out. It's not super exciting about that. I'd much rather prefer a 9 remake, because 9 is the best Final Fantasy to ever come out, ever. But you know, it's fine. And of course, I'm not excited for it, but I'm sure people on PC are excited for it, which is Final Fantasy 15 is finally coming to Windows next year, so that's exciting for PC users. I hope you guys are excited for that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I didn't really. Holy shit, we're level 88 already. Fuck. Man, that's so good. Level 88. That's a strong weapon. But that's all I have on my list, and that's all I can think of off the top of my head for announcement-wise. I want more Switch games. I want some really, really decent Switch games. I know we've got stuff coming out, like the new Yoshi game, the new Samus game, the new Metroid game, all that stuff. We've got all those sort of stuff coming out for the Switch, but I didn't include them on this list because I know literally nothing of them. Nintendo have decided to show us nothing but that. But you know how Nintendo are working recently? They kind of show us stuff like 2 or 3 months before they're due to come out. They have like these little Nintendo Directs, and they show us it before it's ready to come out. So hopefully we'll get Pokemon. We'll get like Pokemon in 2018. I doubt it. I doubt we'll see it until 2019, but I'd love to see a Switch Pokemon game in 2018. Probably see that at E3. I reckon if we see any of it at all, even if it's just like a title and like a date, maybe like an opening trailer, like a teaser trailer, probably at E3. But I'd love to see a new Mass Effect like announcement, or I'd really, really like to see a new Dragon Age fucking announcement. Oh shit, I would love to see a Dragon Quest 4 announcement. But that's not happening because they're working on that dogshit game that I don't care about. I think that's 2019 as well, isn't it? Oh boy. 2018 is going to be interesting, guys. 2017 as a whole was rough. It was a rough. And I know people like to think that this year was rough. Tomorrow morning everything will be different because it'll be 2018 and all of our problems will disappear. That's not how it works. That's definitely not how it works. and I'm ending this on kind of a bummer, which I didn't mean to do. But so I never really got the point of New Year's. But if it's just an excuse to go have out and have fun with your friends and have a party, then have the day off afterwards, that's totally fine. Although not everybody has that day off. January sales are also a thing, obviously. Spend responsibly. Not all things are going to be a complete and utter bargain. Make sure you're checking them. Make sure you're checking it online and all that stuff before you purchase stuff. But please do enjoy yourselves. Have a good evening. If you're watching this before you're leaving to go out and have a lovely drink and all that, please do not drive. Walk, get a cab, get an Uber, something like that. Even though I know they're expensive this time of year. Please be safe, and please not get into any trouble, because New Year's Eve people get drunk. People get overexcited. That's what I'm saying. All right. Just I know you guys will behave if you're going out, but just try and behave yourselves. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all your support over the year of 2017. A year is a long time to be watching somebody on the internet play video games. I know this, and hopefully you guys will support me through 2018 as well. Like I said, new thumbnails. Hopefully everything's going to be looking like this. It's going to be looking gorgeous. It's going to be looking beautiful. We're going to be better series. We're going to be better showmans. We're going to be better at everything in 2018. Better than we was yesterday. I know it's a Naruto reference and like a Rock Lee motto, but you know what? It works. That's what we're going to be focusing on. Anyway, thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys in the new year, which, if you're watching this directly as the time of it being released, is probably in about 9 hours. So have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.